All right, straight politicking on all the politickers. And I'm sitting here with my co-host, Munchie B, the mayor. And we got a special co-host chilling with us today. You may have seen him on a previous interview I did on StreetTV back in, I want to say, 2018. It might have been before that.
And we called in on him, me, you, and Spotter.
And we called in on him on a previous episode of Straight Politicking.
Mm-hmm.
And
get his expertise.
yeah, and
I'm a little upset with y'all about that.
and I'm here with Kenzo, and he's a little upset about what was that episode you called in on?
Yeah.
What happened?
Y'all didn't let me know that y'all can hear me smacking. I was eating a half a watermelon.
Oh yeah,
Man, hey, until I watched the video, I'm like, man, you hear the watermelon, man, that watermelon. I'm a watermelon head.
You was tearing that watermelon
Y'all
up,
got to tell me, man. Why y'all didn't check me on that?
I didn't even really know, but it's the mics that pick up. We actually did your phone call through the audio mixer, and it picks up everything on that phone call.
Dang.
But Ken was cooking, right? And if you was smacking, we wasn't about to stop you. You was cooking. You was well. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, all right. I'm like, he comfortable. You ain't holding nothing back. I'm like, well, shit. All right, well, I'm asking questions. Never mind that watermelon. Shit.
That watermelon was fire.
That part.
Yeah, but we're going to straighten it out today.
Okay, but we got Kenzo from Compton, from the Campanella section, man. And how's it going, Kenzo?
Couldn't be more blessed.
Okay, and if you tapped in with that interview we did with Kenzo before, you know that he was caught up in a federal indictment that was connected to BMF back in, your indictment was 2007?
7.
Yeah, and if you could look it up online, it'll say next to your name you was a fugitive for a minute. They apprehended everybody, and I guess you just wasn't ready to give up yet.
I'm still not ready.
All right, we'll talk a little bit about that later, but I want to start off with a fact check from a couple previous episodes. Munchie, that IHOP is still in Compton, and I'm sure Kenzo's probably been to that IHOP a handful of times on Alameda and what's the cross street?
Compton Boulevard.
Okay, I've only been in there once or twice. I went in there to meet Lil Vince, one of the OG Pyrus, and he stood me up though. He stood me up. Yeah. So I hope he's watching. So you got to tap back in.
I thought they changed the name to like House of Pancakes or, but it's still there.
Yeah, that's like the I don't know. I consider it kind of the iconic IHOP in Compton.
Hey, you know what? And
I
it seemed
rode
like
by it the other day, but I didn't even pay attention.
the OGs, man, the originators, the OGs, they good for standing people up, man. I don't know, they getting old, so you know what I'm saying. Maybe they getting their days mixed up.
I think he just he just changed his mind. He's like, man, I ain't doing no interviews. I'm not going online. I don't know what his reason was. Never got a chance to follow up with him, but hopefully he'll have a chance. I only met him through his daughter. His daughter hit me up and said, hey, my dad's Lil Vince. You should tap in with him, Alex. I'm like, hey, let's do it. And he finally agreed to meet me, but didn't show up.
So Vince, that's Rayford brother.
Yeah, Rayford, the
pastor.
the deputy / pastor. You know, he's a deputy too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my mom, pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever met the deputy pastor, dude?
That's my partner.
Oh man.
And he got love, super love.
Okay, so his brother is Little Vince. Have you ever met Little Vince, the OG? Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
I didn't meet him until at Chip's funeral. Chip was another OG, my OG from the West, you know what I'm saying? Chip was a good guy. He had a very nice funeral. You know, they really put him away super well. All the homies turned up, and it was a real nice event for what was going on. But that's where I met Vince.
And you actually introduced me to a Campanella OG that I actually had plans to interview.
I was his boy.
He agreed to do it. I got his number. We talked on the phone.
They cool?
Lin Wu.
Lin Wu, Lenwoo, and then he just passed on us.
Yes.
And I was like, damn.
Man, when it
He
comes to
was
these,
kind of sick around that time. I remember because when
he
you had told me, you had called me and like, man, when he gonna do it? And I got on him. He was like, man, he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
He would have done it too. But
I ended up taking a picture with him at the park, at Campanella Park. That you guys had an event going on that day, and we chopped it up. And then my wife got his information, and my wife was actually in contact with him. We were just trying to figure out a day to do it, and wasn't expecting that to happen.
But you had to happen to you a couple times.
Yeah.
You didn't step on it with the interviews, and they untimely demise come. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Yeah.
it's
But
disappointing.
he's been sick he had been sick at that time for a little while. But Woo, he was a fighter. You know, he fought, till he couldn't fight no more. But yeah, he would have did. I'm quite sure, I don't know Vince like that, but I think if when the time is right, he'll get at you, or if you get at him, he'll make it up to you.
Well, if you ever cross paths with Lil Vince, you tell him that I'm still here. I ain't tripping.
Still won't.
I ain't tripping about the IHOP.
He be popping up at all the OG funerals and stuff like that. That's one thing about Vince, he shows support to people.
Well, I was, you know what? His brother Rayford was at Baba Louie's funeral.
He did it, yeah, he did.
Lil Vince might have been there, but I don't.
He was there.
I didn't see
I
him.
think he was there.
But definitely, the brother actually spoke.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? He's a deputy.
Yeah.
Speaking at Baba Louie's funeral.
They raised in the same house.
Yeah.
They brothers.
Yeah. So
He raised around that starting lineup.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On Paru Street.
All right, and the last fact check, you thought Pee Wee might have been sent to prison by now because he's been in there so long. Pee Wee is the guy that we spoke about on the last episode of Straight Politicking with Beezy. We were talking about guys who go live on their phones when they're about to go to jail. So Beezy from Santana, he did it. He ended up doing 6.5, 7 years. Pee Wee from Fruittown Brim did it. He's still in custody. And H Crown from Five Deuce Hoover did it. He was sentenced to like 25 years. But Pee Wee he's still fighting his case. He's been in the county jail since 2017 for having a shootout with the LAPD, where he actually hit the LAPD. I didn't even realize this. I went back and looked at the articles, Munch. He injured one of the LAPD officers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he got injured himself. He went live because he was basically thinking he was going to die. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm in a shootout with the LAPD. I'm going to die, But he survived it, and his bail is $8.1 million, and he's going on 8 years in the county jail.
Free Pee Wee.
Quick.
Yeah, it's a crazy case. I was thinking of popping up at his next court date is April 15th also.
Oh, okay.
So
right around the corner.
So yeah, and then the song that I was trying to remember, Munchie, when we were talking about the roundtable song that you guys did, which I thought was an amazing song, but I think Jay Worthy and the Whoop Whoop song got you guys beat just by a hair.
No, it hit. I like that. That's why I was asking you last week. Like, well, what's the name of
It's
it?
just called Whoop Whoop.
Yeah. I got you now. Yeah.
And you know the whole Whoop Whoop cast.
Yeah. Shout out the Whoops. All parties involved.
They're my guys.
Slumlord, Hop Out, Hit a J3, and then I guess Jay Worthy.
Yeah.
And I thought the song was hard. It had a hell of a sample.
Where the East Side Riders at? Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
that.
Where my West Side Riders at? Whoa, whoa. Yeah, they did that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
cracking.
all right, so let's get into a couple of topics. Oh, maybe we should just start it off with since we got Kenzo here. Kenzo got a lot of experience in the federal system. I think you did like almost,
Not a
you
lot.
sentenced a decade.
Not a lot. No, I was sentenced to 12.
12 years. Anybody that sentenced to 12 years and got to sit on those federal penitentiary yards understands the system.
Yeah.
You probably understand it better than most.
Let's not say a lot. I did a lot. You can't say a lot, but some of these guys.
I guess you're respecting the
get
guys that are
20 and
sentenced
30.
to, yeah.
You know, that not sentenced, they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I got a lot of partners.
Yeah, 20 and 30 years. And, Larry Hoover's still sitting in there.
Exactly.
So safe to say you got a lot of knowledge on how the federal system works.
Oh yeah. I mean,
There you go there.
not totally, but I'm knowledgeable when it comes to the system because I did a lot of reading, a lot of library time in there, and talking to my guys. Big O, Rodney Browning, and them dudes.
When you say Big O, you're referring to
Harry O.
Harry O.
They stayed in the law library and stayed fighting. Them dudes, man, they was fighting. To me, I never actually seen, like one of my buddies was telling me the other day when you in there, actually it was my partner Didi, Don was telling me, he's like, man, we never looked forward to coming home. We knew we would get out, But it's some of them other guys who got lives and stuff like that. They never thought they would make it, but they stayed fighting. And they home now. You know what I'm saying? So it's, and I used to be like, man, because I remember this. I seen Rodney go from, we were in the medium together to the low. He's under the old law. So the board used to still have to come to him. So when that board come to him and they shoot him down, and then they come next year and shoot him down 2 years, shoot him down, I used to be like, man, I would go in there and tell him, man, F y'all, you know. But he stayed right. And with Big Rod, I don't know if y'all know his case, him and his brother Ray Ray, but when Rod was sentenced, he broke his lawyer's collarbone, picked him up and slammed him.
Sheesh.
So the judge gave him what he felt, you know, some extras, you know, gave him an elbow. But, you know, he blessed to be home. He doing well, you know, got his little business going. He calls me all the time. I'm proud of him.
So that's a message to the viewers. You get into a situation, man. Don't give up. Keep fighting.
You can't, man. You really can't.
Laws change every day. You know what I mean? You just gotta stay at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Harry O actually was doing a state.
Excuse me.
He was doing a.
That's calling me. You talking about Harry O? They calling me right now.
Spoke him up.
Mind if I answer real quick?
Go ahead, go for it. Tell him that we're recording so he knows.
Hey, O. I'm recording, so don't say nothing crazy. I'm at a podcast.
Tell him where he knows me.
I'm with Alex Alonso. So don't say no. What you laughing about, man? Yeah, okay. I wish you would. Think about us in that gym. Think about us in that gym, how I used to train you. Go see, yeah, okay.
Tell him Munchie B said what's happening, man.
Munchie B, he right here at Minglewood. He said what's happening too, young player.
What's going on, brother? What's your day going on?
Yeah,
all
we
is
just
well.
talked. But I was telling them, I was saying, I'm like, I say, man, Big O, I said, we used to play, train, you know, I was your trainer. That's fair to say, right? Come on, man. Just say what it is, bro.
You sticking to it, bro. That's the story.
Okay. But I was telling them, they was talking about, man, that the boy Wack got at you foul. I say, man.
I ain't feeling it.
I say, boy, I trained with the boy. The boy, he got me about by 2 inches. I'm 6'1", 6'2". And you know how we used to play, train, box and all that. I say, I got beating the boy up. Beating the boy up, man, in a fight. You know what I'm saying? So
With a mask on.
man, with one hand over his eye. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Yeah, but we on this thing, man.
Tell him don't do it. He be in jail next week.
Man,
The week after.
he ain't gonna do, man.
Yeah, the week after you'll be in
on
jail.
his grind. But no, so what I was calling you about, I wanted to know the young boy Vince that was up there with us that we talked about that was at your party, the Grammy thing. What does he do? What do he do? He's into marketing, right?
Oh, you talking about Vince?
Yeah, young Vince.
Yeah, he deal with advertisers, like
Oh,
he
okay.
do marketing, but he like lock up sponsors with advertisers, different events.
Yeah. I was trying. I brought him up because we was talking about how these young guys always wanted to bring up, how many fades they took, and I remember us being in there. Like me being around y'all, being around Big Rod, and all. You know what I'm saying? We was always in the law library chopping it up. We was looking for things positive, and I was just like I was telling them that you guys, y'all seen that y'all stay fighting. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, to me, I wouldn't say it to y'all, but I'd be like, these niggas, what is they fighting for? You know what I'm saying? They got life, But then, you know how many times we seen Board come for Rod and shoot him down? You know what I'm saying? All them different years and years and years. And but that, I told him my hat's off to y'all because of y'all. Y'all stay fighting. You kept your little book bag like you was a college student and tried to bob around the compound like you was him.
And you was
I was that guy. But
No,
like,
yeah.
what you don't know, like you said, man, they tough turned us down for 33 years. We kept fighting.
Yeah.
And at the same time, even with that bullshit, like even on the years, whatever we had to do, we did it. You know what I mean? If motherfuckers want to fade with all that shit. But at the same time, motherfuckers getting old trying to get his money.
Yeah. No, we ain't even taking that, cause you know somebody like that, you got me, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you already know that part. So, but anyway, like I said, yeah, but we trying to stay positive and keep everything positive. We ain't worried about who fade who. These young dudes. Yeah, these young dudes. Yeah, these young dudes.
Trying to get these B tickets.
Exactly. These young dudes. Oh, he took 20 fades, 30 fades. So what did he get out of it? I want to hear about the young boy making 20 million or something like that. See, that's one thing. A lot of young guys. That's why I brought up Young Vince. A lot of these young guys want to speak on all of these fades they took and stuff like that, which is, to me, not. I don't see nothing through that. But then you already know when I was in there how I was rocking, and I'm not proud of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never said nothing about. You ain't never heard me talk about that stuff. I only hear people talk about. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't glorify that. I don't glorify that. But the thing is, I want to see these same dudes who talk about how many fades they took, talk about how many good, successful people they met there. And things, people that can help change other people's lives and stuff like that. Yeah, so.
Yeah. I created a bunch of programs when I was in the joint. And then, a lot of dudes died. Dudes have changed their lives. Got businesses and all kind of shit. That's that real give back. Man.
Yeah.
Ain't that fake give back.
Yeah, I remember when every time you come up with something, you start telling me about it. And when I used to look to the right?
Yeah.
I was kind of like turning my ear off because I used to get tired of hearing you talking about, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But I'm proud to see you moved forward.
Manifested.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But this boy, he came up with something every week. I think he dreamed about something the weekend, and then he come back and tell me about it Monday and Tuesday. But, yeah, man, so I'm gonna get off this phone with you, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get off this phone. But Alex said, man, you ducking him on the podcast, bro.
Professional curver.
Yeah, you need to pull up one day, man, and chop it up with me.
Come through there, when I come through there, I want to come through there with bags of games to be able to share with the community. Everybody can eat, man.
Man, we'll come to you.
So when I come through there, I'm gonna come through there like that. Trust me when I tell you, that's how I'm coming. Then we gonna sit down and chop it.
Exactly.
Everybody gonna see it. See that real work. All right.
All right, boy. Be safe, man.
Love you, bro.
All right, love you, dog.
Okay.
All right.
You see how elegant that curve was? That was another curve.
Yeah. Oh, he got game. I gotta give it to him. He got game.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say about him right when he was calling is that he was fighting.
Let me turn this sucker thing.
Two governments. He was fighting the state of California.
He went and did a state time, and then they shipped.
Then they shipped him right to the feds to do another bid. So, let's get into some of this this BMF stuff that's been it's been going all over the internet ever since Big Meech got out. What he got out like a month ago, or a little over a month.
2 months.
Yeah, and I guess the first thing is he got out after 19 years on a 30-year sentence. So he got out 11 years early.
Okay, let me help you with this one.
Okay.
Now, as far as I recall, and my memory is not what it should be, he, like his brother got what he deserved, basically, with the, a lot of people say Trump put that law in play, but that was way before Trump. It was Obama. So it was the Second Chance Act, pretty much, where we got a 2-point reduction. Everybody got a 2-point reduction. I was in the hole for about 13 months for altercation and found out I got the 2 points. So that's why you see I got sentenced to 10 years, but I really got sentenced to 12. So make a long story short, it helped him, and that's how he got out early, but I think he might have had some
Underlying health conditions.
that too. But I'm quite sure that from what I remember, T had got the 2-point reduction, which took he did take a couple of years off. But Meech, they didn't give it to him because it's under the judge's consent. Now, I think that he, because under the law it says all drug offenders, so everybody should be eligible for it. But from what I read previously, that they didn't give it to him, and you don't see too many people that didn't get it. I seen a lot of dog from East Coast. He had like a 30 piece. When he got his 2-point reduction, I think it knocked off like 8 years, 8 to 6 years, on a 30. The more time you got, the more you get the reduction is, the better reduction. Like my reduction was only 2 years. But to make a long story short, I think they went back and just gave him some of the 2-point reduction. I don't know because I haven't read anything, I haven't seen any paperwork or whatever, but that's what I'm thinking that has to do with. Some of that time was for that, but I don't know,
Well, he had a lawyer that was that we talked about Munchie last in 2024, Brittany, and she was talking about getting his sentence reduced.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if he was released as a result of any work she did, or if it was linked to work that this woman Tami Cowins did. So that's I haven't really had an opportunity to really understand that case and what happened there.
Well, from what I read and from what I've heard, Tami did ask to help him, whether he knew it or not. But my concern is Big Meech has always, from what I know of, been a boss. How do you turn over your rights to this woman
that has a record of cooperating?
Well, I don't think he knew that. That's just me. I don't know. I don't think he knew. I don't know if him and her got together on something. I don't know.
So what stand out to you is being the type of person you know him as. Why would he turn his life rights over to this woman?
So when I was talking to my buddy, Don, he kind of helped me. He like, bro, man, when we was in there, he say, you didn't see the end. He said, you don't think he would have just did it to get some money? Which, now when you in there, it's a dark cloud over your head, bro. And, you got kids out there. They need money. People, their lives is going on. Their bills are still accumulating. So you got to think I don't totally want to put a tail on him until I see something. But to me, it's kind of shaky, for me to give abroad my rights that used to be with your partner,
Right.
And to me, I feel like she, basically a toss up. And I ain't trying to call nobody up, but from the stuff I read and from me talking to my partner, Lil Bull and all of them, man, Cuff was going down there and taking her out. I think Cuff might have smashed. Ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? And
Hard Cuff is Cuffy.
Cuffy is. I don't know him personally, but from what I hear, he's a good dude, and like everybody stand up for him. Everybody, all the original BMF dudes, they all, man, Cuff this, Cuff that, And see, a lot of people don't realize Cuffy was in jail
Before.
He would have actually probably ended up being one of the BMF dudes, because he don't rep BMF pretty much, but he was in jail at that time. I think he had like a 10 piece. I don't know what it was, but I think Cuffy, he's a known money getter.
Now, were you guys in Compton or anyone in Compton representing BMF the way Blue Da Vinci was from 190? He was pushing BMF. Were Compton guys also pushing it?
I personally did, but yes, there were Compton guys. Bull's from Compton. Bull is out of the Nutties, and then my little brother Weed.
Yeah, G Weed was a BMF.
Yeah, he still got like a lot of people think I'm BMF because I got a Death Before Dishonor right here. So they feel like, oh, he tatted Death. A lot of when they see that, a lot of people say, you BMF, and then I say, nah, I ain't BMF. So I'm from Compton now, from Compton Park. Oh, okay. And then, this is when I was in prison. Couple years later, man, I knew you was from Compton, this and that, and I see you run with all your homies or whatever. But man, I seen that you on a BMF case, and you got that, and you ain't BMF. No, but yeah. So
Can you explain to us how the whole Compton connection to BMF even started? Were you there in the beginning of that whole?
the beginning I knew of it, but I wasn't a part of it. So my cousin Lil Dave from 190 and Bull, all of these was weed crew, real weed era. I'm a couple
Your little
years old.
brother.
Yes. All of them, this Lil Bull, they Lil Bull, Big Bull, all of them dudes, they all was raised in sports. So they used to always, they played for Carson Colts and all that kind of stuff. So they was good friends. Now my cousin Dave is from 190 too. So I don't know, they shot to Atlanta first. And when they shot to Atlanta, they started getting money. And, the wheels start turning. They was with Meech and the wheels start turning. And they, I don't know how they formed, but from what I heard Bull is the one who rightfully came up with the BMF, because they were saying they was trying to find a way to call themselves something, because they was calling them like the Meech Crew or something before that. And Bull, they was asking, they wanted to name something. Meech was like, don't put it under my name, because he knew how he was getting down. But they came up with BMF, and I heard Bull was supposed to have been the one who said it and said how to throw it up or something like that. But yeah.
So your little brother was tapped in before you were.
Yeah, well, how I got dealing with him was my cousin Dave, they call him Baby Bo. He went, he used to go down there and do bodyguarding for Meech personally or whatever. So one day he bring him to my house. That's when I had the big house. I see all these cars, Porsche trucks and all of this kind of stuff. They riding like 8 cars deep. I'm like, what the hell's going on? All of them get out, big jury, big jury, big jury, So I'm like, oh man, everybody got on a Rolex or something real fly, Little dude's getting money. So that time I was doing extremely well. They get out, they see my house, and they seen all he like, take them to the back, show them this and that, this and that. I opened up, at that time I had the 3-car garage in the back, and I opened it up and let them see what I had. And I had, I think, my 57, my 60, my 62 rag. And on the side, I got a carport. I think I had my 4, a couple different cars and stuff. And they was like, oh. So that's when they got it. That little Dave, and little Dave say, he called me back when they left, man. They want to kick it with you, man. Why don't you come up here? No. They was like, man, they want to kick it with you, man. They want to talk to you. So I told them they can come and holler at me. So they came through and hollered at me, and that kind of formed something with us. So
Then you sell one of them a car?
that car was weeds.
Okay.
That was weed. We did a tray. Sold it for 30. And back then in like 2000, 2001, 30 for a tray was kind of a nice price.
Now it's about what, 90?
That car, yeah, we got about that for
Yeah.
that same car.
Yeah.
Because we did everything, and it was hot. That car was hot. So we saw Lil Bull. Lil Bull came and got that car for a 30 piece, and it was nice. And when they came to pick the car up, they came again. A gang of cars, flashy jewelry, 3 stacks of 10, and it was over. So.
But then, how the hell in '07 you're named in a BMF indictment? How does that part start? This is not just selling a car, right?
Yeah. Well, from that day, just say that was probably like 01, 02 or something like that. From that day, I started messing with him. And You know, I gained a real alliance with one of them named Paco.
Mm.
And old Punko. That was, man, that dude was like a brother to me. And he turned into a rat. But he wasn't the reason why we got caught up. But I went so far as to, I had a property, I bought a house in Carson, and I redid the house and everything. So I want to put somebody in it that I know was going to pay. And I know they had money, so they had been coming out there dealing with me, and I know they had money, and they was like looking for a place to stay, because some of them was on the indictment, like on the 05 indictment when it came out, the original one, the BMF. When they got caught up with that, some of them came out here and they was looking for a place to stay. I gave them my place in Carson. So that's when they started living there and this and that and this and that. Make a long story short, it entwined me. It entwined me, and I ended up with indictment.
Yeah, I seen Paco's photo on the internet as a cooperating informant or witness, I guess.
Grow a tail, huh?
Man, and the cool thing about it, Paco, I got him being a killer. Because we'd have been together a couple times and somebody say something or did something that we didn't like, he quick to grab that thing and be ready to go. And I'm like, no, we all right. Don't worry.
All right.
Don't worry, And he, it ain't like he was playing or nothing. He just be ready to go.
I know quite a few people like that don't play and that turn your TV off real fast, but they notorious snitches at the same time. So
Now, in the first 2005 BMF indictment, were anyone from Compton in that? I think it was 41 people in that one.
No, but all of them guys that was in my house in Carson, a lot of them were.
Oh yeah, they
basically
were on the
hiding.
run.
Yeah, in Carson, in my spot.
You know what's crazy? In 0102, I had a business partner, female, that lived in Carson, and we were doing real estate and loans and things of that sort. And every once in a while, she would complain to me about my boyfriend this and my boyfriend that. And then one day she tells me the infamous, I guess it was the McDonald's food story where she ends up throwing the bag of food over the fence into a property of a guy that she's messing with because he got some other chick up in there.
Up in my house.
And then years later, I find out that that was Kenzo. And then she ended up having a child with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so bizarre when we first met and we were just talking when we were doing the interview. Actually, we were doing the interview when I realized.
Yeah, that's when you told me. Like
I was like, wait up, Arja?
hold on, let me get this right.
Yeah.
So you had a business partner, and she used to bring up this boyfriend, and complain about this boyfriend, and the boyfriend is Ken.
Yeah.
That's
now.
crazy.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
That's my baby mama. I totally respect her because she did a lot for me. Now, that's one thing about the girl. She got a bigger brain than me and you together. And I don't know how big your brain is, but I know how mine is. So me and you together, and the girl sharp. A lot of people thought she got down on me.
I know. No one knew.
But you know what? See, you know how the feds are.
Yeah.
They do things to have leverage on who they want.
Exactly.
Right. So I was on the run for one. So that was one thing, right? They grabbed her and they say, hey, now I used to buy truckloads of stuff. I might spend $80,000. I might spend $60,000, whatever it is. And sometimes some of my buddies would give me the stuff that's Jay worthy. Man, I thought I turned this thing off. Some of my buddies would just give me the truck and say, this is what I want. And, my house was so big, I could put a diesel back there and take all the stuff out and put it in the garage and, pretty much steal all of the stuff. So a lot of my buddies, when the flat screen TVs was really, really cracking, they would bring me a truckload of flat screen TVs and tell me they want $80. And 80,000 was good because I make 110 or whatever. So in less than 2 weeks selling them, you know what I'm saying? Them things was going like that. So to make a long story short, how they caught Arja, I I had the house in Carson. I had just purchased it, and I just got a truckload of TVs. I filled that whole house. It was empty. It was so many TVs the way they had them stacked in there. You know, they just distinctive. They flat screen TVs, and they just had a whole truckload of 52 of TVs. We bagged that truck over there in Carson, and we just filled the whole house. The whole house was filled up. House in the garage filled up. And this is a 3-bedroom filled up with TVs. So I said, man, we still need some more room.
You ran out of space, right?
Ours stayed right up the street.
Yeah.
I took like 7 of them down there to her house. So I called her and I said, my boy, you know, I had the keys to the house. My boy want 2 of those TVs. He finna pull up. I didn't say TV. I said two, you know, because I'm trying to talk right. So if they looking for him or whatever and on the phone, I wouldn't say. I said, hey, the boy finna go pick up 2 of those things. Let him get 2 out the garage. That was 2 kilos to the police. You know what I'm saying? They tried to use that against her. Say, well, he said this and this and that. But they know. They seen the TVs because at that time they was watching. They knew that it was TVs. And then I used to say stuff like, you know, like a lot of people, like you guys was just talking about code stuff. A lot of people always use building materials. So when I was in the game, I would say, yeah, man, tile. I would say, yeah, man, get the boy, he need a couple boxes of tile and this and that. So one time I had a big order. I was building a house behind one of my houses, and I had a big order of drywall, and they was actually going to deliver it for me. So I'm not knowing that they're following me. So I'm telling my boy, yeah, the drywall coming. And he's my partner, but he's a square, and that's all he do is build stuff. I said, the drywall's coming. It's going to be there today. I didn't know that they was on me, so they followed me to Home Depot. I remember I paid $9,000 for the drywall. I went up there. I had to go to the pro desk, and I paid it. And coming to find out years later, after I see all my paperwork, reading all through my discovery and stuff, the fool went back and got my order. That helped me reduce my time. That helped my lawyer reduce, because they had me for selling like 281 kilos or something like that. That knocked them all over. That knocked some of them down.
Because they was counting the real drywall.
They was counting drywall. They was counting anything that I talk about.
Yeah.
Stuff that they knew. All them TVs.
Hey,
all of that kind of stuff.
Munchie and I were just talking about how these police, that sometimes the code talk is real, but other times it's not.
A lot of time it's BS.
Yeah.
Like with me, it was BS. And I ain't trying to just say I'm out now. So whether it was real or not, I done my time.
Yeah.
But it was they had me for 280 something.
All right, so when
Drywall.
when baby mama got intertwined with your BS, they assumed she was on. She
was helping me.
She thought
She basically had.
they thought she was trying to get down on you, and that wasn't the case.
No, just the streets.
The streets. That's what I mean. Not the
because she bailed right out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? First of all, she owned a house in Carson that she paid change for, and at the time that it jumped up, so she had a lot of equity, you know.
And she had a couple $100,000 cash in the bank account.
They took that.
Yeah.
And it's like I owe her for that right now. Well, let's not talk about that. So my money.
Yeah.
So
her money. That was all her money.
So you owe Archer $250,000 right now. Huh?
Like 240.
So how did she come out with that situation? She
was 100% innocent.
She was 100% innocent,
Yeah,
but she got probation. She had to sign a probation.
And she lost her license for 10 years.
Yes.
That's what I'm about to ask. So today she good though.
She's been working.
And I feel bad that I told my folks we staying away from ours.
I mean, you got to take precaution. You didn't know.
Yeah,
you know
that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's good she came out cool, and it's good
if she wasn't the person she is, and I ain't trying to give her big ups or whatever.
No, I give her big ups.
Me and her get into it like all the time. Like maybe last week we always get into it, and it's always a. You know, because she never called me for do this for me. That's just not her. I'm always calling her. Hey, I need this. Can you help me with my business account? Can you help me? I want to make sure my company is looking right. This and that. I call her. You know what I'm saying? And she married, and I could still call, you know, and handle all of that or whatever. But you know, she just do what she need to do for
How you
me.
pronounce her name? RJ?
Arja, yep.
Shout out and salute to RJ. Stand up woman, a good woman to sound like.
Crazy as hell.
Because
She crazy
real is rare.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, she's
So-
super nice too. She's just a nice all around person. I hooked her up with a freeway when Freeway Ricky Ross was still in the feds. He needed some stuff done on some property, so I said I'm gonna put you on the Arja. So I linked Freeway Ricky Ross to Arja. My boy from the San Diego Chargers, Roman Oben, he was looking for a home in L.A. and I hooked Arja up with Roman Oben from the San Diego Chargers. He's retired now. I ended up having to call everybody up that I introduced her to when she got indicted to say, "Hey, man, it's up to you."
Yeah.
But hey, her name is in the BMF indictment, bro.
Man,
And
salute
didn't have no part of nothing.
Yeah.
So that day, I mean, and like you was speaking about the time with the McDonald's and stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy she told you about that because
Yeah.
right now today, when I tell my daughter about that, she deny it.
What about McDonald's? What you mean?
She threw the bag of food over the fence to his house because she realized he was inside with another chick. She got so mad she just threw the food over.
No, see, he ain't telling you the whole thing, or she didn't tell him the whole thing.
Yeah, like
That's
what-
why she
And this is a
denied.
20-year-old
Yeah,
story.
Let me
What's the
tell you. Let me
significance
get
of
now
McDonald's?
No, it's crazy, bro. So I just fell on my Harley on the 91 freeway. I went down big. We was finna go. Everybody was meeting at the house. I had a mobile home at that time. I was gonna pull my Harley and Dirk Diggler's Harley because you know he has a Harley. He had the sidecar. So I was gonna pull it to Fresno with my mobile home. So to make a long story short, I failed. I was dealing with another female, and she had a condo in that Arja sold her in Paramount, and my Harley was over there getting detailed. So I took I had a Viper at that time. I took the Viper, left it at her place, jumped on my Harley. This is the morning we supposed to be going to Fresno to ride right back to Compton. I get on the 91 and fall on my Harley. So the next morning, Arsha, you know, she heard about it. She just trying to be, you know,
Good baby mama.
exactly. At that time, she wasn't my kid's mom, but she just trying to be something, you know. So basically, she went and got me some breakfast. She knew I was at home. Went and got me some breakfast. Came to the house. I stopped answering the phone because I could look, my TV was just like that, and I can see all my cameras all and everything. And I see her. She had a Cadillac at that time. She pull up, and I say, "Oh shit!" I go turn the camera off. You know, all my security system. I have to go turn it off so the girl that was in the bed with me couldn't see. Next thing you know, I hear my dogs. I got cane corsos. I hear them barking, and I ain't worried about it because somebody come there, they gonna kill something. Next thing you know, I hear somebody tapping on my bedroom window. My bedroom window was all the way at the back of the house. You gotta hop my gate, walk through the basketball court, come around the corner of the house, and tap. She tapped in on my back window. My master bedroom and my den is right there. So she tapping on the window, but my den sliding door is right there as well. I'm butt naked. And I just hear, I look, I see her. I heard her tapping. I look out the blinds, I see her, and I look behind her. I have a 3-car garage with a shop on it built back there. And I see dogs, they normally be behind there. They got kennels and stuff behind it. I see them coming around, and they coming and their tails is up. And when them cane corsos tails is hardened up, they coming for something. I ran in the den, slid the door open, the sliding glass door open, and snatched her in, violently snatched her in, because them dogs, when I snatched her in, the dog mouth was right at her legs.
Hold on. So you naked snatching her in?
Yes,
Oh,
with a female in the bed.
Wow.
I walked her straight through the den, through my living room, and out the front door. get the hell. She had to hop the gate to get back out there, but she was shook up because she seen how them dogs was finna get her, so she was scared and shook up. Then she got the McDonald's that she had bought me out her car and threw it over the gate.
Woo!
I started McDonald's.
Yeah.
She didn't tell you the whole situation.
No, I don't remember. Man, that was 20.
Man, she almost got ate up.
Man.
That's a 20-year-old story, so I don't remember all the details. I just remember she used to do a lot of complaining about you to me when we would be in the office or doing whatever we was doing.
Man, at that time in my life, man, that was, that was
Man,
probably the best part. I was living my life at that time. I was, man, really having it my way,
man, that dog, man. Hey, so she probably in shock because his dick swinging right here. The dog's behind her.
She didn't see it.
She didn't see what? You or the dog?
Naked. She probably didn't see me. You know why?
It happened so fast.
The dogs, when I snatch her in, she seen the dogs coming at her. So she had shock. She in shock right then. So I snatch her in, and she, they was gonna kill me. And I still got her, dragging her through the house and put her right out the front door.
But she know you now. Now she know you.
Oh no, she know now. I mean, she been knowing.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, she been know. And what's crazy, I met Arja through the real loose cannon. There's this fake loose cannon dude on the internet that be talking crazy.
He ain't the loose cannon.
He ain't the real loose cannon. The real loose cannon is how I met Arja. Yeah, I think Arja helped the real loose cannon buy his house in the valley back in like 2003. So I asked Loose Cannon, the real Loose Cannon, I was like, "Who's your who's your business partner? Who's your realtor?" And he said this girl named Arja, and then that's how I met Arja.
I wonder, is that the dude?
New York.
Was this girl the real one? Is this girl a pretty girl? She was friends with Arja?
Yeah,
A real pretty girl.
I think the girl was friends with the real Loose Cannon's brother. The real Loose Cannon had a brother that he had a girl, and they were all tight. And I was the outsider, and then that's how I met Arja through the real Loose Cannon. Ain't
I
that
remember
crazy?
she was getting houses for people.
Yeah,
Arja was helping people and helping herself at the same time. She did some good things.
Nah, she was doing her thing. She had that nice house in Carson and a nice quiet section over there.
Kept her a quarter in the bank account. Easy.
It's crazy. The feds can just take that money and never give it back.
She had a quarter in. She always had big money, man.
All right. Crazy BMF stories there from the early 2000s. All right. I wanted to talk real quickly because we could talk about this the whole episode, but I got a couple topics that I wanted to tap in with. The first one being this kind of taps into this whole coded talk. A deputy got arrested for smuggling heroin in, using coded talk, and then using Pringle potato chip holders, I guess the cylindrical ones, to put the heroin in to bring it to the Mexican mafia affiliated inmates.
Basically, he was using his lunch. He was bringing it in forms of his lunch.
I'm glad you said that because I was thinking, ain't Pringle's not on the commissary?
No. That was his personal. See,
right.
They're gonna. He was bringing in his stuff to eat. Right. That's pretty much like in the feds. I don't know if this was state or whatever, but they bring in. See, they walk through a metal detector as well. They go through the metal detector and they have who's ever in the control booth. They see, hey, you got something on you, but they backpacks. Like I don't know how the state situation is, but when you see them walking when they finna go to their unit, they got their backpack on, a nice sized backpack. A lot of them are ex-military or whatever. So they have really big backpacks, and you don't know what's in them backpacks. But some of them officers, like when I was in line parking, we had an officer bringing in phones. He would bring them suckers in. He was smart. This officer wouldn't sell just anybody a phone. You had to be a stumped down dude that he knew was solid, But he ended up getting cracked, I remember when Meech came to Lompoc, I was already. He came like 2 months after they moved me, and I went to the hole for a fight, and when I got back there, my buddies that he was like, yeah, Meech on the yard now. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And it was like, yeah. Next thing you know, he walked by. They had grabbed him for a phone through the same officer, but he didn't get in trouble because I think they pushed him right out. I don't think he even did over a week in the hole at that time or something. I was still back there, and I know he was gone. You don't know unless you on your door watching everything, and then the 6 different wings.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what grabbed my attention because I know Pringles is not on the commissary, so that was in his personal lunch, and he brung it in, and then what you were saying, Alex?
Well, let me read this article real quick. The 39-year-old L.A. County sheriff deputy accused of smuggling heroin to inmates reportedly conspired with gang shot callers using a secret code and tubes of Pringle chips to move drugs, according to a new report. The law enforcement records reviewed by the L.A. Times arrested Deputy Michael Meiser on April 30th, 2024. They allege he brought more than a pound of black heroin hidden inside 2 cans of Pringles onto jail grounds shortly before he was taken into custody. Meiser, who was assigned to a special unit that monitored gang activity at the North County Correctional Facility in Castaic, which is part of our LA County jail system, is among 18 people indicted in the smuggling operation. And they are linking the Mexican mafia and 2 specific guys, a guy named Jose Rodriguez, 47, and Jackie Triplett, 40, for being a part of this entire operation. It's crazy.
NCCF, that's Supermax facility.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's up at
Magic Mountain.
Wayside, basically, right?
Yeah, so like they say that what you just said, that NCCF, that's Supermax facility at Wayside.
Also, it says here that they intercepted phone calls. They don't say if there was cell phones or just regular phone calls. But 2 months later, Rodriguez was recorded on a call using coded language to have 6,000 transferred to the Cash App of Meiser, that's the deputy's brother-in-law. So
They done got him hooked up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I guess Meiser was like, "Don't use my Cash App, send it to my brother-in-law."
Exactly.
But hey, it just seems like there's too many eyes watching, and the feds. Well, this is not a Fed case. Is this a Fed case?
Oh, the Fed's gonna be on that.
This is I believe a state case. It
Not
doesn't-
for long.
The Fed's gonna pick that up.
Yeah. Regardless, it just seems like it's really difficult to try to outdo all the eyes that the law enforcement has in today's current time. And it was kind of getting like that in the early 2000s, cameras and all the surveillance.
Oh, right now today though is so
Yeah,
so much.
it's on another level now in the 2020s with trying to get away with some of these hustles. It's almost impossible.
It is. It's basically impossible. That's why I try to tell young guys, man, just find another way. 'Cause it is not. Just let it go.
When I was in the county jail, it wasn't on cameras. The only facility that had cameras was East Max facility and Wayside. And East Max, although it had cameras, that was the most violent and turned up facility to be in Wayside. But now they got cameras all over the county. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere now, but there's always like a dark spot, a gray
blind spot.
a blind spot. Yeah, there's always a blind spot. Like I was in the projects in the Jordan Downs where they got cameras everywhere, but they're like, hey, let's go over here. We can do the interview over here in this little area right here. They know where the cameras aren't showing. They know all the blind spots. So I'm sure in the jails there's always a little blind spot to go to. Do all the federal facilities had? I know when FG was on here, he did a lot of time in Victorville. He said they had cameras everywhere, but if you wanted to get out of the cameras,
place-
you go all the way to the other side of the field somewhere, and you're out of the sight.
Like in Lime Pod. Well, it's cameras, but it's also them trucks is moving. They got trucks. The guard, not the ones that's up in the towers, but in an actual truck with an AR-15 or whatever long rifle they got. So they just patrol. Some of them be parked just watching. If there's one parked on the north side of the yard, it might be one parked on the east side of the yard too. And when he started taking off, coming over there, they coming to the east side of the yard. The other one would go to the opposite, just to keep eyes all over the yard. And then they got the towers, then they got the cameras, then they got officers on the ground, It's always rec officers that's out there on the grounds, you know.
Hey, this deputy Meiser was also. They started tailing him. It says on the morning of his arrest, Deputy Meiser from his Lancaster home went to a gas station. He left his Lancaster home, went to a gas station in Valencia, where a person in an SUV passed him a Sprouts grocery bag with 1.1 pounds of black tar heroin wrapped in a plastic bag, and they were surveilling him while he was in the middle of these
Yeah,
transactions.
that's how they do. They want to see what they would do is
He done.
he's gonna lead them to something else.
He done.
He's done, but he's not. He's gonna tell. I mean, I'm
still
just saying,
done.
It's gonna be something, but he's gonna tell on somebody to get a lesser charge or whatever. You know, that's just my feelings. I hate to do him like that, but you're police.
I ain't gonna keep
you
it.
know?
I'm gonna keep it real.
He's gonna tell. So who was the person? He may not even know that person, but he's gonna give him everything he got.
If I was a pig, right? If I was a pig, I'd probably be doing the same shit he doing. Bringing dope in and shit.
Man, them dudes, just think, like in the feds, them phones go from what?
4,000.
Yeah, 4,000 to 8, all the way to 8, and they keep them recharged and all of that stuff for you. So to keep them recharged, they charge them more. Charge you, it might be $100 a month. I need $250 a month. So that's residual income for these damn police ass dudes.
Yeah, man.
Well, his next court date is March 27th in downtown LA. And this article does not say if this is a state case or a Fed case.
They're picking that up.
Yeah. Yeah, they ended up going to his house and searching his house, and they found money, and this guy's done.
He's done.
Yeah. There's no way out of this.
If they find it. See, the thing is, the reason why I say the feds is picking it up, and I don't want to say it's too big for the state. It's not too big for the state, but the feds gonna grab it because of with how the situation unfolded, and that he won't get enough time in the state. They know when they gonna hit him where it hurt, the feds. So they gonna, we'll take it, and they push stuff over,
Do they ever put these crooked cops that get convicted on the same prison yards with you guys in the feds? Have you ever?
I was on the yard at the Lompoc Glow with a officer. Yes, but
At a low, he's gonna get treated okay, right?
yeah. I mean, don't think because of the low where the Lompoc Glow, it actually it was more fights and stuff like that on the low than probably on the medium to be real because of.
More structure on the medium.
No, the medium, it was gonna get out of hand. It was gonna be more stabbings, more trying to kill you type of stuff. So people would, I'm gonna make sure I don't say the wrong thing or get in your way because you're gonna knife me.
Right.
So instead of at the low, go talk to his homeboys and go take the fade.
Yeah, and that's how it is in the state pen.
They'll walk you to the ice machine in the back where the ice machine is, and y'all get down.
Right.
And that's just that. So that's why it was more fights on the low, because of when it was a fight on the in the mediums and the pins, like
They go there.
like one of my friends got this much of his finger bit all the way off. So basically, the first knuckle was gone.
Sheesh.
That's the tip of his finger. He don't have no fingernail. Oh, that was gone. Old Rick from Pasadena. And then he actually had another fight where he bit the guy's nose off. So it's a lot of disfigurement and all that kind of stuff going on.
That's mayhem.
Stabs,
So some of these cops might be a little nervous, even on a low.
Well, they wouldn't like an officer ain't gonna qualify to go to a medium or a pen unless they did something really. And then they got in the feds. They have I know Coleman. One of the Colemans is like what they call a state, a SNY yard or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a situation like that
For cops.
For not just cops, just anybody that might be hot, pretty much.
I wonder if that's where Reggie Wright was at. Reggie Wright Jr.
He was at a camp Atwater, the camp Atwater.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's just a regular situation.
Yeah.
So hold on. Reggie Wright Jr. wasn't PC'd up.
I don't think so.
You don't have to be PC
At a
up at a
camp.
camp,
Yeah,
man.
at a camp.
Oh, that's Disneyland.
And super.
Okay.
I was at the camp for 5 months. I made it 5 months. And then somebody tried me. and-
Convicts like you don't last in them type of
Man, I hate to say it like that because I don't want to look bad. But if you like right now, you look my name up, it'll tell you about what I did at the camp, and it disfigured somebody pretty much, and I ain't proud of it. But he lied. He swung on me. You know what I'm saying? I went and told him, bro. This was somebody I knew from out of town, and so I was like, when he came to the yard on the low, he was at the low with me first, and then when I made it to the camp, he came like 2 weeks later, and he started working out, and started looking nice. He was kind of fat prior. He got kind of cut up, almost cut up, but not tightened up. Let's say that. And he started stealing. So when the essays come get at me, hey bro, the boy's stealing, man. The black's stealing, man, and whatever. And he was like, so what y'all gonna do with it? But I'm never gonna turn you over to them.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
We had our own business.
Exactly. So I said, let me get at him. And so I go tell him. And me, being me, especially with that, like I always say, people in jail, they got that dark cloud over their head. So when they say something to you, it might sound hard, but that's just what they mean. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. So I told him, I say, his name was Vic. I say, Vic, stop stealing. Because I know you are. They ain't gonna, that's one thing about the Southsiders, bro. If they say they're going to do something, it's pretty much real, and you got to know which ones you're dealing with. So, they had proof, so they showed. So then I said, look, if you do it again, come get me. And then I'll handle it. So I didn't go tell the Crips and the Bloods or nothing because he was out of Oregon. I don't go tell none of them, put them up on it or whatever. I say, I go get at him. I say, Vic, stop. I ain't saying if you are, none of that. Stop. I'm telling you, stop. So, man, I ain't doing nothing. So he go back and tell one of my partners, Lil Frank from Pocket Hood. He go tell him, he can't tell me what to do. I ain't, he our homeboy. He ain't my homeboy. He ain't running me. So Frank come tell me, like, man, this nigga said this all weird stuff. He like, man, don't do nothing, though. First, before he told me, he said, promise me. And I said, man, I'm cool. I won't. So when he said that, I felt some kind of way. Because I didn't go tell the brothers, because the brothers would have DP'd him or something.
Right. So
I kind of tried to handle it myself so I wouldn't get him, in something that I thought that I could handle. So, but I promised the essays that it wouldn't happen again or I was going to handle it. So when he did it again, they know his whole situation is get out. You can't wear a jacket. He was a kitchen worker. You can't wear a jacket back there in the kitchen. So when they seen him going back there with the jacket, they knew he was finna steal. So they came running to my unit and got me. We run over there to the kitchen and go in the back. As soon as I seen this fool, he don't have the decency, and he go back and sell the chicken. This is chicken day. He grabbing it, he grabbed 3 or 4 at a time and sticking it in his pockets. His pockets got grease. We got tan jackets. They dark brown right here because of the grease, And he take that back and sell it to you. So when I seen him, his back is to me, I go ran and I grab his jacket from the collar and snatch him and turn him around. I said, come on back here. To all the way to the very back of the kitchen. There's a room back there where you can get down. So you want to fight me over some chicken? And that's what he went back and told the police. Talking about he knocked my eye out because over some chicken. But he don't tell them that he was stealing the chicken and all of this kind of stuff. So all while I was next 2 or 3 years I had to do in jail, I was a chicken man. Everybody teasing me about the chicken and all of this kind of stuff.
So Ken broke the promise and then there broke his jaw or his eye socket.
His I forgot whatever. But if you look it up, it'll tell you. if you look my name up, it'll tell you the whole situation about what happened. And you know, he sued. I think he got some money, to be truthful.
Damn.
He sued the pen
the
on
BOP.
behalf of your assault on him.
One Eye Vic.
Hey, that sounds like
The boy.
It
Don't
sounds
say
like
his
another
name.
guy. Yeah, we ain't gonna
Yeah.
say his name.
Yeah.
Sounds like another guy we know. Okay, but I just looked up the case. It is actually being prosecuted by the L.A. District Attorney's Office, so it's a state case, believe it or not. But I think you're right. I think the feds are gonna come in here
They're gonna turn that
and want to investigate these deputies. All right, I wanted to talk about this rapper that got shot here in L.A.
I thought you had a question regarding that though.
about what?
About the sheriffs and
No, I was just asking him about the cops on a yard, and I guess on a low. I guess it all depends on what yard a cop is on. But he said that they have their own version of SNYs in the feds.
No. I thought you said you had a question regarding that. You was gonna ask us, but
What was it? I don't remember.
yeah, all right, keep it pushing.
Okay. We had a rapper, a well-known rapper from the Bay Area, San Francisco, to be specific, here in L.A. at a music studio, doing his thing, recording. With apparently he linked up with some other L.A. dudes, and he got shot. He got shot in the chest twice in a robbery, and I wanted to get y'all reaction to it, but let me just read it real quick. The rapper, brother of NFL Alabama star, shot at a Hollywood studio during an attempted robbery. Lil Yee, we're talking about Lil Yee from San Francisco. His name is Stacy Gilton. Suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the chest, refusing to turn over his watch during an armed robbery inside a Hollywood recording studio. The LA Times is citing sources said that Gilton was in critical, but he's in stable condition at a local hospital. He's expected to survive. LAPD spokesperson told the Times that Gilton, 32 years old, was wounded by a suspect who fired multiple shots and during an attempted robbery. Gilton is the brother of running back Najee Harris, who currently plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And according to the Times, police are looking into the possibility that the robbery was set up and orchestrated by another rapper. So my first question is this. You have a gun pointed at you, Kenzo. You're wearing a nice $30,000 Rollie that you love this watch. It has a lot of value, not just the monetary value, but the sentimental value of how you got it. What do you do in that situation?
When I got a gun pointed at me,
You got a gun pointed at you.
I'm taking it off and giving it to him.
Yeah, I think most people. But I'm hearing reports. This even happened with PNB Rock in the Roscoe's on Main in Manchester. Apparently, he was resisting when they wanted to rob
look
him.
at it like this. First of all, the guy got the ups on you. He got a gun, man. So now, if you came and tried to take it and give me that, oh yeah, and then I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta make him earn it, you know. But as far as a man having a gun on me and I have no gun, or you know, even if I had a gun, I'm gonna take it off and give it to him and try to I can get the ups. You know what I'm saying? The thing, my life is way more important. I got kids, grandkids. I mean, I live to fight another day. You know, so a watch, bro, 30,000.
Well, some of these watches are worth 50.
100, 200.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
I mean, 200.
100, 200.
I'm
Yeah.
giving it to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a watch. And first of all, bro, if you have that watch and it's worth 30, please have insurance on it. Right? Ain't that common sense?
Right.
So let that man earn it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not earn it to shoot, but give it to him and study him. Study that face. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my other question. Why do so many people that are not from LA, this is even for people in LA, decide to pull up with, let's say, a $50,000 chain, a $50,000 watch, and just think that there's not anybody looking at you that's has the mind of a wolf?
Man, look, people be looking like opportunities instead of a person trying to provide an opportunity. You know, like you trying to shit on somebody or whatever. I don't know. And then like these days, it ain't like back in the days when you was, it's kind of cool to have security now. So it ain't frowned upon, man. Why people don't get some security? And I ain't talking about homie security. Get some security. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And then as far as giving this shit up, they go take it whether you want to give it up anyway. They go leave with it regardless.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Because I know the type of people I was raised around. So like, go ahead, give it up, man. If you get money like that, you can get it again. You know what I'm saying?
Have that insurance, and you ain't got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and me, I just will hope, even if you got a ski mask on, you say something that's distinctive or bang your hood on so and so. So, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't a buster because you got robbed.
Exactly.
How you respond, that's something different. You can spin back, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, these dudes need to have, I don't know why PNB Rock was on Main in Manchester with his baby mama with no security. Because if you want to be a rock star and be so hard, that's cool. But put security on your family, your baby mama. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I didn't know the young guy, but the situation, I heard that he was pretty much like going live and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, just I did all of that. I had all the Rolexes. I didn't had Rolexes, 2 and 3 at a time, Cartiers, all that. So I wore all that. So I understand. Sometimes you feel fly wearing all this stuff. But when I was wearing this stuff in the late '90s, in the early 2000s, nobody wasn't taking them.
but see, the thing is, when you wearing all your jewelry and you from here, it's different. Because you know how to move and where to go.
I bought my son a Rolex for his probably 13th birthday. A Datejust with the diamond bezel. And you know what I'm saying? And I didn't just let him wear it with me. He wasn't living with me. He was living with his mom at that time. So whenever he wore it, you know what I'm saying? She probably had him wearing it at, certain little times, but it wasn't like that he was wearing it to school because he was like junior high school, but he wore it.
Were you ever concerned that him out in public with a fly
I never
watch?
thought about it, to be truthful. I never really thought about it. It's just, I bought it for him because at that time I had it to buy for him. So, I remember him probably being 100 pounds with a Rolex. And I remember my partner, Ron, we had the serving spoon. We put up on the serving spoon. And,
Inglewood.
Yeah.
Centinela.
Yeah, I see my partner, Ron, he from Compton. 7th Street, Watts. So that's Compton. But
No, I think that's Watts.
It's Watts, but they still Compton dudes, So
say the hub and the dove. That's
exactly.
the hub and the dove.
So he say, "Wait a minute, let me see that." And he see my son watch. He say, "Man, this boy got on a Rolex," and so that was a big thing, to him. That he like, "Man, this boy, 13 years old." He bring that up every now and then. But the thing is, at that time, wasn't nobody running up take. It was people that would take it. Don't get me wrong, but not to this measure how they doing it now. Anytime that somebody with a nice little shiny piece can get robbed on Rodale, all of that, it's just out of hand now.
Yeah, the robberies is really intensifying, especially kind of in the hip hop rap scene. And there was a guy on YouTube that has a channel. I can't remember the name of it, Munchie, but he did a whole little analysis of this Lil Yee robbery. I don't know. Did you tap in with this guy?
I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And he had some good information, but he didn't have all the information.
Mm-hmm.
But there is an allegation that an LA rapper may have lined him up, for his watch or to get robbed. And so far, none of that, no details have come public on that. I'm hearing rumors here and there on who might have been involved, and if it's true, it's gonna look bad for a few rappers that we all love and listen to.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that some of these artists have to resort to robbery. It reminds me of the North Side Long Beach dude.
Jooba Loc.
Jooba Loc was signed to Snoop Dogg.
Oh man, you signed. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it don't mean nothing,
Yo,
but
bro.
but that's a head start that you got to know how to parlay that into something bigger. Whatever the case is, I guess his career didn't go the way it was supposed to go. He runs up into a Tustin jewelry store with 5 other people, mask on, hammers. They run in there, and now bro's sitting in prison, about to do like 15 years.
Well, Nate Dogg was signed to death row and went to jail for robbing KFC. So you know what I mean?
Was it KFC or Taco Bell?
One of them.
Yeah, I think
don't
it was
know.
Taco Bell.
So like, you know what I mean? Just because you signed don't mean you well off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know.
but that's an opportunity.
Sometimes that could just be in your DNA too.
Nah, but see, I just because I'm on different platforms on YouTube, my little cousin would just send me a request on Cash App like I'm rich, right? I'm like, oh, this is crazy. They think somebody. I'm like, you know, but just because you signed on me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was the Taco Bell, by the way.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I thought. But the thing is, bro, I mean, I'm not trying to just say, oh, I don't think I don't think that person may have lined the person up. If I'm a rapper and I got you guys coming in, y'all two rappers from different places.
Yeah.
I don't think I would line you up knowing that you here dealing with me. Wouldn't that make that rapper look bad?
A lot
Even
of
if he
times
didn't?
it seems
I mean,
obvious, but you could also say, "Hey, I didn't know these dudes were gonna pull up, and it's your word against theirs, right? But you ain't gonna fool me.
Yeah.
You ain't fooling me.
It just don't seem logical to me.
Well, I done been to many studios. That studio must have been like somebody, because most studios I go to with my rapper friends, it's a desk. You go to the desk.
The security thing.
Yeah, but even if it ain't security, it's a desk. And it's people like, oh, then they tell you what studio to go to, or you know what I'm saying? So that had to be like some wide open type ish. And then if you go line them up, both of y'all supposed to get laid down and robbed. Man, you making it obvious.
Yeah, you got to be also a victim if you're really trying to make.
If I mean, we together and something happened to me and it don't happen to you, and they shoot me and they didn't shoot you, bro.
Right.
You know, that's just be my feeling, my I would question the situation. But I don't know who the young rapper is or whatever. But I would hope that he didn't pretty much to do that. You know, it just don't seem logical.
Now, Lil Yee, I guess he's got a street background, and maybe the reason why the name of the rapper from LA that lined him up isn't mentioned is because Lil Yee might not be cooperating with the investigation to give the LAPD all the information that they want.
Okay, shout outs to Lil Yee.
Well, I don't know yet. It's a little too early, right?
I keep it G Lil Yee.
Yeah.
I keep it G Lil Yee because in LA, Yee means something different than in the Bay. So keep it G, Yee, Lil Yee. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, get your man if that's what you got to do. But I respect him for handling the way he handling it.
Well, that's what it looks like so far. I don't know that to be the case.
We gonna see.
With some stomp down dudes, man. I did some time with some good dudes from the Bay, man. You know,
Oakland, right? Mostly Oakland guys.
No, I didn't see a lot of people.
He from Frisco.
Richmond.
No,
Richmond.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's some stomp down Frisco killers, players, hustlers, Oakland, Richmond,
From the Crest.
all of the Crest. My boy Vic from
Is there a Hayward?
East Palo Alto.
Oh, yeah, East Palo Alto, yeah.
You know, it's man, all up that area, man. There's some dudes they just like us, bro. They just like us. They might have their lingo might be a little different or whatever, but you know they hungry, just like the LA is hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, O.J. Simpson was from San Francisco, Protero Hills Projects.
Yeah.
And I don't think the ghetto ever left them.
I think those projects are the ones they tore down.
I'm not sure if they tore down. I know the popular projects that a lot of people talk about in San Francisco is called oh man, let's just look at my
The
tongue.
Acorn Projects.
Not the Acorn ones. Oh man, and it's a beautiful
Acorn, Oakland.
Oh, okay.
There's these projects in San Francisco. When you go there, it actually gives you a view of the city. It's like, wow, they built some housing projects.
Yeah, that's the ones I think. That's the one I'm talking about. I think it was tore down.
Yeah, it'll come to me in a second, but we're about to wrap this up, so that'll be a fact check for next week.
Yeah.
The name of the projects in San Francisco, I visited it several times too. Can't remember it. Dang, been there a few times. That's OJ's from Protero, but this one is a different one.
Man, OJ a gangster in his shows. You see how you kind of come get his shit back. Don't move. Like,
Man.
yeah, OJ, man, rest in peace, OJ.
Oh man,
All day.
Yeah,
The
OJ.
juice.
Arnell Simpson, if you out there still looking good, tap in.
Nah, she put on a little bit of weight, man. She's not as
Big girls need love too.
cute as she used to be.
Big girls need.
But yeah, OJ is the first running back to get 2,000 yards in a season.
My first hero.
Is that right?
Man, all right, man.
Buffalo Bills.
They see Munchie. Munchie. Daddy probably wasn't even ready to shoot him, get him out the sacks at this time when OJ was jumping over desks in the airport. Yeah, so you just heard about it. You wasn't there when it was happening. But when I was a young kid, OJ was doing all the commercials.
What years was his career?
In the 70s.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Because he was at USC in '68, and he won the Heisman either '68 or '69. Got drafted, started in all the '70s.
Man.
I think he retired early '80, like '82, '83, something.
First
like that.
commercials, was it Hertz?
Yep,
Hertz commercials. He was the man, bro. He was the LeBron James at the time, bro.
You right, because my dad didn't even meet my mama back then, so
Yeah,
I was even thought of.
He was doing LeBron James work pretty much. You know, basketball was good, but for football, he was the man, the juice. The juice.
All right, and on that note, we want to thank Kenzo for pulling up.
Yeah, man, we need to do a collab with Kenzo. He got all the stories.
Man.
10 years worth of stories.
Yeah, I gotta bring my boy up here. I gotta get my boy. We got him on the phone, so.
And hopefully we can get Harry O to pull up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah. We get Harry O to pull up. I mean, I got his number. I don't call him too much because I don't like bothering people. But you know, everyone.
Better make sure it's the right one. He just changed it.
Oh, if he just changed it, then I don't got it.
Yeah, how long you had it?
2022.
Oh, bye.
2022.
It's bye.
Yeah.
He's flipped it about,
Kenzo, get him up
2
here.
months ago.
Why do people change their number so much? You know how long I've had this number? This number I got in 2000.
Yeah.
It benefits you to have the same
I
number.
had this number for 25 years. The year I got married and my wife got pregnant, we got cell phones. 2000.
How many?
I mean, old people don't change their number, bro.
It's not just that. It's not
Then
just
you running
that.
a business.
How many women you got bugging you? You know, you got that wife, right?
I got that wife, and then I got that daughter that just graduated from USC.
I'm not talking about them loved ones. I'm talking about that angry ex, that angry ones that you was cheating with. You ain't got that situation.
No, I don't got the
That's
woman.
why people
Look,
changing their numbers. Come on, man. You asked me to help
I
you. You
I
know,
ain't got no one throwing McDonald's over the wall.
that's what I'm talking. That's why people change that type of stuff. Now, I'm just trying to answer that question for you.
Yeah.
So if you ain't got it like that, you have to worry about that.
Nah.
Or some of them little young dudes, they change it because they know they've been dirty with them peoples.
Yeah.
So this is good for them to change. You know.
All right, man. Well, thanks for that. A little bit of insight on all changing numbers. I don't plan on ever changing this number. I actually had real quick. I had a landline number in the '90s that I liked the number so much that eventually they let me port the landline number to a cell phone.
What?
Yeah, and then that's my son. My son has my old landline number on his phone because I was able to get all zeros on that phone number. It was a personalized number.
Yeah.
I didn't want to lose it, and then one day I learned you could just port it over into a cell phone.
That's cool.
And now my son has my favorite number. He loves it. He's like, oh, I love this number. But he's got my old landline number, and I had that landline number since 1989. And my son is using that number today.
I was born in 89.
In '89?
Yeah, I was born 89. Yeah.
That was my first phone that I had that was my own.
My daughter, my oldest daughter, she was born in
Hey,
89.
your kid with ours just got to be about 18, 19 now?
19.
Yeah. All right. That'll wrap up another episode of Straight Politicking. I want to thank Kenzo for pulling up.
Much appreciate to y'all.
And make sure you tap in with Munchie B at his YouTube, rich@heart_TV. The V is lowercase.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to tap in. I ain't even know that. I'm gonna have to tap in on
Oh,
it.
yeah, I'm going up over there.
And we're on all podcast platforms, iHeart, Spotify, and YouTube. And we out.
Okay. Blessings.